What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, guys, we are back with another Hot Toys unboxing and review video, and today we are finally doing the much anticipated figure, the Batman. We are doing the figure, the Batcycle, and the Batsignal, the three-piece set from the movie The Batman, which was made in 2022, obviously be played by Robert Pattinson. Very excited to go ahead and get this unboxing done with you guys. Number one, I do want to apologize about the delayed unboxing. Obviously, this guy was released 4 months ago, but unfortunately, when I purchased the figure, it was kind of like a later batch, so I did have to wait a while to get him, and I believe at this time he is not available to be purchased. You do have to join a wait list if I'm not mistaken. So again, very delayed unboxing, but finally we get him, and I cannot wait to go ahead and get this guy unboxed with all of you. Also, I feel like it's a horrible timing. If I'm not mistaken, InArt and Queen Studios, they are right now releasing their own sets, so a lot of you guys are going to get the figure along with his Batsignal and also the Bruce Wayne figure. So that is an amazing set. Unfortunately, I did not go ahead and get that myself. This set right here with Hot Toys was expensive enough already, so getting another one from Queen Studios would have been a lot. But knowing what I know now, I am going to kind of briefly discuss that figure and make some comparisons with this one that I have right here. So very excited to go ahead and do that. And just really quick, the way that we're going to do the unboxing, so we're first going to unbox the figure, unbox the Batsignal, and then the Batcycle. We'll review the accessories. We'll go ahead and review the Batcycle, the Batsignal, and the figure in detail. We'll do a couple of side-by-side comparisons, and then at the end with we'll finish with the with poses of the figure, right? So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the review. Starting off with the box, so obviously we're going to go ahead and get started with the figure itself first. We're going to go ahead and do the box review, and then we'll go ahead and unbox the figure itself. So I love the box art for all three boxes. It looks absolutely amazing. Here with the main box, we get obviously the figure, we get the name of the movie, we get this kind of like a red type of coloring in the whole background, and it's kind of raining throughout the whole kind of scenery of the box, which looks absolutely amazing. We do get a couple of question marks for the Riddler, and then we do get this kind of banner surrounding the whole box. We get, of course, the figure, the Bat logo, and the name of the figure. Going on the right side, it continues with the same background. We get the name of the figure, the Bat kind of logo, or his chest logo. We get more question marks for the Riddler, and that rainy type of dark type of background continues on this side of the box. To me, it looks absolutely amazing. The banner, same thing. We have a part of the cape of the Batman and the name of the movie. I just love how dark themed this box is. To me, I thought the movie was very gray and kind of dark in its own way, so I feel like this box represents the same. Here on the back, same thing. We get pretty much a whole view of I would say Gotham, and that rainy type of dark type of background continues on this side of the box. We get more question marks for the Riddler. We continue with the banner, and we pretty much get all of the warning and legal signs from Hot Toys. So it looks absolutely amazing. Again, as I mentioned before, the movie does have this type of dark theme type of setting, which I was a big fan of. To me, I feel like the Batman represents that, so it looks really, really good. And then on the left side, same thing. We get a couple of question marks for the Riddler. We get the name of the figure, the Bat chest logo or signal. We get again that rainy background that looks really, really good. And in the background, we can see the city view of Gotham. And once again, the banner continues with once again the name of the movie, right? So pretty much the trend continues. It looks absolutely amazing. No issues with it whatsoever. I just love this box so much. And then if we go to the top, we get pretty much a black background, which is kind of like the beginning of the second box, along with the name of the figure and the name of the movie. I am such a big fan of the logo. They went red, which is kind of a weird color for Batman, but still in all, it looks really, really good. As you guys can see here at the bottom, same thing, the name of the movie. So off to a great start with the first box. Now getting on to the second box, which I did want to go ahead and review. So obviously, we always get kind of like this clear view image of the figure already with all of its accessories. As you guys can see, we have a lot to review. So just really quick, on the right side of the box, we get again the name of the figure with this kind of black kind of spot type of background. On the back, I think this looks absolutely amazing. So we get kind of like the Batman logo along with his chest logo in the middle. We get a couple of different images from the figure, not the actual character, the figure, that look really good. And then also in that bat signal, I think you guys can see kind of like the city view of Gotham. So this to me looks absolutely amazing, and I did kind of want to go ahead and review that with you guys. And then on the left side, same thing, the DC logo at the top, the name of the figure, and the black background continues. So that would be pretty much the second box. I think it looks really good. So not off to a great start for sure. Now we get to the figure itself. So again, very excited about this. So many things that we have to discuss and so many things that we have to review with this guy. This video again is going to be so long, but I did want to go ahead and unbox it so that you guys can kind of take a look. Just look at all of the display bases and all of the accessories that this guy already has. So grabbing this guy for the first time just to give my first impressions, honestly, phenomenal. He looks great, absolutely awesome. I love the look already. I was really intrigued to see how the cape and the suit felt, and honestly, it's different for sure. This is unlike something I've ever felt, but to me, that's what makes this figure very unique. Off to a fantastic start, like I said before. I really love how it looks. So again, obviously these are my first thoughts. Obviously we'll go ahead and review the figure a little bit more in detail later on, but I would say we're off to a fantastic start for sure with the figure. It looks really good to start off. So again, that's pretty much the figure. So instead of going with the accessories like we usually do with the unboxing videos, now we're gonna go ahead and get started with the bat signal. Okay guys, with the bat signal, so some of you guys actually got the chance to order the figure with the bat signal included, so there wasn't an individual box for the bat signal. With me, there is, because I had to buy them separately, and to me, this box still looks really good. The difference is that this is kind of like a gray type of dark background. We of course get the bat signal right there in the middle, along with some images of Batman and the name of the movie. On the right side, we continue with a part of the bat signal. We get Gotham in the background again. The rainy background continues with this box, and we do get the bat signal in the middle. There's kind of like this cloudy type of smoky background surrounding the box. It looks really good. Here on the back, we get more question marks for the Riddler, more warning illegal signs by Hot Toys, and also once again that rainy background surrounding Gotham. Again, as I mentioned before, I just love how dark themed this background is for the boxes as well as the movie. And on the left side, we get of course the a part of the bridge along with the bat signal, more question marks, and the rainy background. So again, I'm very glad that I bought these separately because I get the chance of looking at 3 individual boxes, unlike some of you guys who got the figure itself with the bat signal. So this looks absolutely awesome. Here on the top side, now it's backwards, so now we get a red box as the secondary box. So we get again the name of the accessory, bat signal, the name of the movie, and a red type of coloring background, and then at the bottom the name of the movie once again. So this second box looks absolutely awesome as well. I love the fact that all of the boxes are very detailed and nicely made. So off to a fantastic start again. We get now to the second box. So the reason I wanted to go ahead and review the second box is just so that I can review every single little thing in detail with you guys. And I feel like there's certain things that we definitely have to look at. So obviously here on the sides, we just pretty much get the name of the accessory along with the red coloring. But then on the back, once again, the same theme as the figure box. So we get a couple of different images from Batman, a couple of different images of the accessory, the bat signal. Once again, we get a face of the Batman along with the wording, the Batman. And once again, the bat signal or bat logo surrounding the city of Gotham. Right side, once again, the name of the accessory and the red background surrounding the whole box. Now to the unboxing of the accessory. So obviously we're going to review the bat signal more in detail a little bit later on, but I did want to at least get a feel of it, of how it feels. And right now, this looks awesome. This looks really good. It is bigger than I ever expected it, and it looks really nice. I would say rusty for sure, and that's a great thing because it's supposed to look that way. So yes, it looks absolutely amazing. And yes, I have seen the one by InArt. So yes, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I am gonna have to discuss kind of like a side-by-side comparison, even though I'm not gonna get the InArt version, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just go based on images and videos of other collectors that I've seen. but for now this Batsignal looks really good. No issues with it whatsoever. So now we have completed the figure unboxing, we have completed the Batsignal unboxing, and now let's go ahead and get on to the Batcycle. Okay guys, so now on to the Batcycle. So once again we get another amazing box. So we get, of course, the name of the figure along with the Batcycle surrounding the main box. We get a couple of question marks once again representing the Riddler. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just turn the box upside so that way you guys can see how the light reflection shows everything. So obviously the box is very dark, so you guys might not be able to see everything, but if you guys look on the right side, we do get some images of the Batman inside his bat logo from his chest, right? So that looks absolutely awesome, and we do get kind of like a part of the bridge at the very top. We get, of course, get the name of the accessory, the Batcycle, on the right side. So to me it looks absolutely awesome. Here at the bottom we get once again the name of the movie along with this black background to the box, and once again the dark theme to this looks absolutely amazing. At the top, as you guys can see, the rainy background continues at the top with the, of course, the name of the accessory and the name of the movie once again. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it to the back so that you guys can see how great this looks. So once again, the warning and legal signs on the back along with a view of Gotham. Again, I cannot express this enough how great the box designs are for all three of them. To me, I was in love with the theme, like the darkness type of theme. To me, that's what Batman represents in my personal opinion. It's darkness, it's kind of like, I don't want to say the word depression, right? But it's like this kind of lonely type of character. And to me, rain represents it very well. Here on the right and left side, it's kind of the same as the Batsignal. So we get this kind of red, kind of patchy type of background along with the name of the accessory, the Bat logo at the bottom, and the DC logo on the top. And then on the other side, pretty much the same. Nothing changes, right? I think, to me, I have no issues with the way it looks. It looks absolutely awesome. So off to another great start with this third box. So I have nothing negative to say about these three boxes. To me, all of them are really good. For sure, off to a fantastic start with the box reviews. Now on to the second box. So once again, wanted to review the second box because just like with the figure and with the Batsignal, the back part of the box is the main event for this secondary box. Of course, at the top and the bottom, we get again the name of the figure, name of the accessory, name of the movie. So not too much to look at into that. But once again, on the back, this looks absolutely awesome. So again, we get more images of the accessory, the Batcycle, along with Batman in it. And once again, the face of Batman and the wording, the Batman in the middle, along with his chest logo in the back. And I would kind of say that Gotham is in that chest logo, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But to me, the back imagery is absolutely awesome for all three boxes. To me, Hot Toys did a fantastic job with all three of them. No complaints whatsoever. Looks absolutely awesome. And now to the unboxing of the Batcycle itself. Just like with the Batsignal, I'm just going to kind of give my initial thoughts really quick just to kind of see, you know, how it feels, how it looks, right? For now, it is bigger than I expected. This thing is absolutely huge and absolutely massive, but it looks really good. I love all of the detailing and all of the accessories surrounding the Batcycle. Obviously, we're going to try this thing out a little bit later on in the video with the figure in it, and of course turning the LED lights on that it comes with. But I would say it looks really legit. And again, this is my first ever vehicle that I get for any specific figure, so I apologize if maybe my knowledge or maybe the way I talk about it isn't the greatest, but just bear with me, guys. It is my first vehicle of many that I will be getting in the future, but all that I can say for now is that it looks really awesome. It looks absolutely great, and I cannot wait to try this thing on with the figure on top of it. So again, all three things off to a great start. No complaints for now. Off to a great start. Now that we're done with all three unboxings, let's go ahead and get started with the accessories. Okay guys, we get to the accessories, and for the second consecutive video of a Hot Toys unboxing, last time we did Vader, which was almost a month ago. The same thing with this Batman. We are doing a part 1 and part 2 for all of the accessories. We're first going to start with all of the little accessories and the capes, and then we'll get started with the display bases. So first and foremost, we get to this second cape that the figure comes with. So this one has more wiring than the main cape that it comes with. I can't really get into the material material that the cape is made out of, right? But it is a very nicely detailed material, and it is something unlike anything that I have ever seen. It has wiring across everything, pretty much on the sides, the middle, everything. And if I'm not mistaken, the main purpose of this cape is supposed to be for what if we are going to put the figure riding the motorcycle. It does have magnets in the middle that go attach onto the figure, and that part goes attached to his chest logo. You guys will see it a little bit later on in the video. And something that I am a big fan of when it comes to this cape is the weathering at the bottom. As you guys can see, it looks kind of filthy and dirty, and I like that, again, since it is a rainy type of movie. So that looks really, really good. We get also this bodysuit, I would say his body wings, right, that go onto the figure. So he uses this to kind of quote unquote fly, right, in case he is gonna fly out of anywhere. It looks nice. It kind of feels like a raincoat, if I can put it that way. So it looks really, really good. And of course, we are going to try that on a little bit later in the video. It's kind of like, yeah, it feels like a raincoat, honestly, if I can put it that way. And that's kind of what I think about it, is that whenever it's raining a lot, I feel like he uses this bodysuit. I really can't remember him using it throughout the movie, but I'm sure he did. But again, it looks really, really good. No issues with it whatsoever. Let's go ahead and get to the face sculpt. To me, this face sculpt is absolutely amazing. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. It looks really, really good. It looks exactly as Robert Pattinson. Obviously, we get two different hair pieces. This is kind of the normal hair piece. To me, it looks a little bit weird, the normal hair piece, because we're used to seeing it on his Bruce Wayne look, not necessarily his Batman. But obviously, we're able to split it in two different places. If we take off the back piece, we're able to go ahead and adjust his rotating eyes. But then also, if we take off the front part, then we're able to go ahead and attach his other hair piece. So let me go ahead and do that right now so that you guys can look at the differences. So this would be kind of like his wet type of, I guess, fighting type of look, with the hair split apart and kind of like his hair bangs kind of split to the side, if I can say it that way. Again, as I mentioned before, it looks really, really awesome. No issues with it whatsoever. It does also come with this neck piece that is supposed to go, of course, on his neck if we are going to go ahead and attach the face to the body. Again, looks amazing. No issues with it whatsoever. And also, guys, and this is going to be a very controversial comment, I actually like the skin tone. Now, a lot of people that I've heard looked at the comments were critical of the skin texture because they compared it to his in-art version. But to me, I actually don't mind it because of him fighting and kind of like on that dark theme type of background and all those scenes. I feel like eventually he was gonna get some dirt around his face, so I actually like it. As you guys can see here, we do get three different half face pieces that go attached onto the cowl, right? One with the serious look that you guys obviously just looked at right now. We get another one with his teeth grinding, and one with his mouth kind of open in some way. As I always like to mention, we won't know necessarily how it's gonna look onto the face sculpt until we attach it. And then we also do get a cowl with no face whatsoever. Obviously, you guys cannot install the head inside of it. This is just for him to carry it in case you want to pose him with the Bruce Wayne face sculpt onto the body, and then just have him make it seem like he's gonna put on the mask, right? I love the detailing on both masks. It has some scratch marks, a little bit of kind of dirt, so it makes it seem like the guy has been fighting. So a big fan of how it looks, so no issues with it whatsoever. Let's go ahead and get to the hand pieces. So we do get a lot of different hand pieces. To me, I have no issues with it whatsoever. Of course, it is gloves, so there's not going to be any type of skin texture. Different hand pieces to represent different poses. Obviously, those, as you guys can see, I think if I'm not mistaken, we're able to attach one of the grapple guns onto it. This one is pretty much just his hand kind of semi-open. We do kind of get some mini claws, as you guys can see there at the top part of the fingers. I hope that you guys can see that. I know my camera isn't the greatest, but we do kind of get small type of claws onto it. And I'll be honest with you guys, I cannot remember if that is accurate to the movie. Right here, the posing is a little bit weird with these hand pieces, but if I'm not mistaken, again, one of the grapple guns is supposed to go attached onto this, and I'll try that obviously a little bit later in the video. But what I can say about the gloves itself, I love the look of it. I love the kind of like the stretch marks to represent movement with the hand pieces, so no issues with it whatsoever. These next two hands, we do get pretty much close fists. I feel like that's always a must with all of these figures, right? So to me, no issues with it whatsoever. It looks really, really good again, right? And I believe the last two hand pieces are going to be these two with, and again, these are the ones that came attached onto the figure, right? Again, really can't tell what it's supposed to hold. I'll obviously try that a little bit off camera so that way you guys don't have to see me trying all of these hand pieces and trying all of the accessories with it, but it does come with those other two hands as well. It does come also with this kind of like big stick that goes attached to one of the guns, right? That will go attached onto his wrist. If this is a very, very long stick, so and then this one is a short one, right? So we get options when it comes to the figure. These are very similar to the ones that come included with Christian Bale's Batman, so I have no issues with it whatsoever, right? Again, we just get different ways of posing the guy. And then we also get these handcuffs. I'll be honest with you guys, obviously the movie was released a couple of years ago. I don't remember him using handcuffs. He probably did, right? And I'm sorry, I just have horrible memory, but I have no issues with the handcuffs. I actually like the fact that they open and close. I think that just gives us options. Now I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know even if I wanted to use these handcuffs, I don't know where or who to use them on. Maybe if I ever expand my collection, I could possibly use it on one of the villains. I feel like that would be really awesome. But again, it does come with these handcuffs just to give us more accessories. And then we get one of the grapple guns that looks really similar to the one that one of my Batman figures has. If I'm not mistaken, it's the tactical suit for Ben Affleck. So with this grapple gun, again, I really don't have any issues with it, right? Again, it's just another accessory. Again, if I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to attach some of those small kind of bomb pieces onto it, and those bomb pieces are there, as you guys can see. And then we get these two type of batarang signals. They're really heavy, in all honesty, and I would actually think that these are metal because of how it feels. They're really heavy. So a little bit of die cast here with this figure. Both are in different type of like shapes, right? And again, I like both of them a lot. The batarangs look nice, and if I'm not mistaken, the figure does also have a batarang in his chest piece, so I think we're able to go ahead and remove that as well. So speaking of bombs, these are the pieces that go on the grapple gun. One goes attached onto the middle, the other one goes attached at the end of the grapple gun. Again, as I mentioned before, just different accessories that come on with the figure. I really don't have any issues with it. Again, it's as a collector, we love options. We just love options, and we love different poses. Now these two right here are the guns that go attached onto his wrist. So the good thing is that both have a letter. One of them has the letter R for right, of course, the other one L for left. So those do go attached onto his wrist, and it's going to be a very weird way of attaching it because the end part of it is supposed to go on attached to his hand to show him that he's shooting pretty much the gun, right? So I think that's a really interesting way of doing this, and once I try it out, we'll definitely go ahead and take a look, right? And then we get two more accessories. These are pretty much just sticks that he has that he can use to fight, of course. If I'm not mistaken, these can also go attached onto his belt, right? So again, just more options to go ahead and pose the figure. Love the coloring in it. I'll be honest, I don't remember him using this, but still in all, again, as I mentioned before, as a collector, it just gives us so many different options to pose the guy and go ahead and include his accessories. A couple of more accessories. We get more sticks. Now these are a little bit smaller, and if I'm not mistaken, they can go attached onto the other stick. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit not knowledgeable about this, right? But I will try this a little bit later on off camera, just to kind of get a little, a grip of how these work and how they're supposed to be used, right, for the figure. Unfortunately, the instructions that come with the figure don't really say how we're supposed to. I think we're still kind of just supposed to figure that out on our own. And then the last thing for the accessories, we get these two we get the letter that the card that the Riddler does for the Batman with the wording, and if you guys want to go ahead and pause it to read it, you guys are more than welcome to do so. But then we also get the green envelope. To me, this was a must. I just, something that I love about the movie was how secretive and how I feel like, to me, the detective side of the Batman was really used throughout the movie, and with these riddles and all of that, that's what made the movie so interesting and so much fun. So this is the first part of the accessories. Everything looks absolutely amazing, no issues whatsoever. Let's go ahead and get started with the display bases. We get to part 2 of the accessories, and now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the display bases and diorama bases and all of the pieces that come with it. So we start off with this rectangular box, which is pretty much the whole main event, in my opinion, of the whole diorama bases. So pretty much the flooring on this is supposed to be an extension of the diorama base on the left side. As you guys can see, it has the Batman nameplate, although to me, I wish the name Batman would have been in red coloring. To me, I think that would have looked even much better, but still in all, it looks really good. Now we get different pieces that you guys are able to interchange onto this rectangular display base. Once we attach the crotch grabber, pretty much it holds onto it, although it doesn't really hold on the greatest. Now this one is pretty much kind of like a black background along with an image of the Batman and some bats surrounding it, and kind of like a red shadow type of coloring. We do get also this really nice piece that is supposed to represent that scene wherever the Batman walks towards the Penguin after he crashes the vehicle and is looking at him upside down with all of the fire surrounding I believe the vehicle or the Batman. To me, one of the coolest scenes of the whole movie, and I am so glad that Hot Toys is giving us the opportunity to recreate that scene. Pretty much you guys are able to attach the diorama base in this wallpaper with all of the fire in it. I just wish the wallpaper was kind of taller, so that way it is the same height as the figure, but still in all, it looks absolutely amazing. The wallpaper itself on the back, it pretty much has this stand that you guys are able to bend it so that way it stands on its own. So that to me is absolutely awesome, so that way we can take some images with that. And then also, if you guys kind of flip it from side to side, you guys can see the fire moving, so that is really awesome. Also, we get this diorama base that I mentioned before, so it's pretty much a part of the build of a building. I don't remember this specific building being shown at the movie. I'm sorry if I don't, guys. It's been years since I've seen the movie, but to me it looks really nice. To me, the texture and the fabric made on the building part of it looks absolutely awesome. And we do get different options with it. As you guys can see, it has 2 holes on the main part of the diorama base, and it does light up via USB cable, so we can attach it either to the top or the bottom. So if we attach it to the bottom, we get the 3 different sides of the lights, and we also are able to attach the rails on each side of the display base, so that way we complete it completely. Now, the reason I wanted to attach it throughout the video is because there are different ways that we're able to show this display base. So right here, this is kind of like the main one, if I would say it that way, and it does have that little hole where we can attach the crotch grabber. So this is supposed to be the main view of the diorama base. Let me go ahead and attach the USB cable so that you guys can see how it turns on. I've heard a lot of critiques because of the first 2 steps. I'm sorry, because of the top step not turning on the 2 at the bottom. To me, yes, it doesn't look as great as I would have wanted it, because yeah, as you guys can see, only 2 parts of it turned on. But I feel like the reason they did it that way is because the fact that we're able to display this thing in different ways. Like if we attach it to the top hole, the top part of the lights are not going to be shown, right? So I think that's why they did it. But still in all, guys, all of the display bases look absolutely awesome. They look great. No complaints whatsoever about the display bases. Okay, guys, we get to Vengeance. I wanted to go ahead and talk about this guy in full detail. To me, this guy looks absolutely awesome. All of the detailing on the suit or the figure itself look great. Starting off with the head sculpt or the cowl. I love the cowl. It has all these scratch marks and dirty type of look to it that makes the mask or cowl look legit, right? I can tell that this guy has been fighting. It looks like Robert Pattinson, so to me it is very accurate to the movie. And the facial expression, I like it as well, right? It has this serious look to it, and I thought that was displayed throughout the whole movie, so it looks good to me. And my favorite part of the cowl is the way that it goes attached. So it's actually via magnet, not installed like your regular type of Hot Toys figure. And to me, I love that, because that means that I'm able to pose the figure in different ways without having any issues. So to the side, sides to the top. So for example, if I want to display it this way so that, you know, I can show him flying with his wingsuit or putting him on the Batcycle, it's gonna look much more natural because I'm able to bend the mask in so many different ways, and it's gonna look really natural. So to me, it looks absolutely awesome. No issues with the cowl. I'm glad that they did it this way so that I can display the figure in different ways. Now the cape itself, so this is the main cape, the one that we reviewed with the accessories. That was the secondary cape. So the differences is that there's not that much wiring on this main cape, only on the right and left side. So still in all, we're still able to bend this cape if we want to, right? But it won't bend as much as the one that we viewed with the accessories. It does have the same kind of dirty type of weathering look to it, so that's great. And as you guys can see, it goes attached inside that chest piece. It looks absolutely awesome. I still can't get my finger onto how, like, the material of the cape, right? It is kind of like, it feels like a raincoat to me, right? And again, as I mentioned before, I'm a big fan of that bottom part, which is kind of like the dirty, filthy look to it. So it looks great, and I'm glad that we get two different capes so that way we can display this guy in different ways if you guys want to. So to me, it just looks absolutely awesome. No issues with the cape or the cowl. Now I went ahead and attached here another facial expression, and I went ahead and also switched his rotating eyes, looking at the top, looking above, I'm sorry. So I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this facial expression. Him grinding his teeth, yes, I get the idea, but I just don't think the execution was there. Again, yes, it still looks like Robert Pattinson, but it looks weird. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it just looks a little bit weird. Now this third facial expression, which is him having his mouth kind of open, kind of closed, I actually like it better than the second one. It looks a little bit more natural, but to me, I'm a much bigger fan of the regular one, which is with his serious facial expression. To me, it just looks much more natural and just much more accurate than the other ones. Now we went ahead and attached here his Bruce Wayne head sculpt. So I went ahead and did the second hair piece, which is the one kind of like with wet hair, right? To me, I am a big fan of this face sculpt. It looks exactly like Robert Pattinson, and I actually like the darker skin tone compared to the one by NR. The NR one was really light, and to me, I prefer this face sculpt because it's supposed to have kind of like this type of dirty look to it, because again, he's been fighting, and also like this filthy, dirty type of scenery throughout the whole movie. So to me, the face sculpt is supposed to be a little bit darker. Obviously, it does have the makeup surrounding his eyes, and I did go ahead and move his rotating eyes kind of turning to the left, so that way they look apart from his hair. Again, it looks absolutely awesome. So to me, I really love the face sculpt, and I'm just so glad that we get two different hair pieces so that we can display the guy in different ways. So now we get to his mid part of his suit. So the chest piece, this is removable, so that way we can attach the cape or detach it. It has this bat logo or signal in the middle that we're actually able to detach. On the right and left side is looking at the armor. I love the armor. It's got this dirty type of scratchy look to it, so I can tell this guy has been in battle. And all of the accessories that come with his hands and belt, again, so many things that this guy has, a lot of detailing. And the suit itself, again, it's kind of like this soft type of feeling to it, and I love the fabric on it because if I want to stretch this guy out in different ways, I don't have that fear that the suit might get damaged. So for example, if I move the leg front or back, as you guys can see, the suit does bend, but it's not going to get damaged, right, because of the fabric. So I am a big fan of that. It looks really good. I don't think I've seen this type of fabric on another figure, but of course I am a new collector, so there's still some things that I haven't discovered, right? Looking at the belt, a lot of accessories, a lot of different pieces. So we get those type of bombs and some pocket pieces that the figure has. Those three pieces at the front, you guys are able to actually remove them, so that way you guys can display the figure on the Batcycle and not have anything kind of like in between, right? And the figure can display more naturally. And again, as I mentioned before, these pockets on the right and left side, please don't try to open them. They will break, right? So, and it's happened to me before with other figures. And then these two pockets on his right side of the back, that's where the sticks go that we mentioned in the accessories. The belt itself, I am so glad we don't get any pleather on this guy. Pretty much the fabric of it, I don't think it can get damaged in any way. So that to me is a big good thing about the figure. And then this pocket at the bottom right is where I think one of his grapple guns goes as well. So as I always like to mention, right, just different ways that we can pose the guy, so no issues with it whatsoever, right? And again, as I mentioned before, the feel of the suit is great. On the left and right side, so pretty much this part that goes on his wrist, right? Again, a lot of detailing, a lot of accessories that the figure has, right? And if I'm not mistaken, and well, actually one thing that I like about the wrist pieces is that we're able to roll them down so that way we don't see that seam line between the hand and wrist. And then this piece right here is the one that we're able to detach, and we're able to attach one of the guns that is going to go install onto his wrist. So again, that is a first for me, right? Because usually the rabble guns and things like that, we just attach them on the hand and that's it. But no, this time it's going to go attached onto his wrist, and then the other part onto the hand of the figure, right? Again, as I mentioned before, the seam line is pretty big between the hand and wrist, but that armory makes it not visible, so I like that, right? And it's going to be pretty much the same thing for both parts of the hand, right? So again, it looks good, right? No complaints whatsoever. I feel like you guys would be better at noticing certain details that might be maybe not movie accurate or something like that. So again, for me, I don't have any issues. It looks really, really good. Now to the bottom part of the suit, so again, as I mentioned before, that fabric with the bodysuit is great. Again, nothing seems to really fall apart in any way. And then the fabric of the boots, I love the fabric. We don't get any pleather, so big victory for us. And again, these kind of leg braces and the boots itself, I love the material in it. Again, dirty, filthy, and also the good thing about it is that, again, I just don't see it getting damaged in any way. Now the legs slash feet are not going to be very I guess if I can say it, moved, right? So there's not going to be much articulation with the legs and feet, but I'm fine with that. Again, this guy is not supposed to be flying either way, so I really don't have any issues with no articulations with it. To me, it looks really, really good either way. I'm much more concerned about the durability of the figure, and obviously I don't see any parts about this guy that might get damaged in the future. So to me, it just looks really, really good, right? All of the suit looks great. The accessories on the belt and his hands, the face sculpt, the cowl, everything just looks absolutely awesome. So no issues with it whatsoever. Now right here, I went ahead and attached his wing capes or wingsuit. I still don't get the idea of the wingsuit. I think he's supposed to use this whenever it's raining, right? But obviously he can use it to fly as well. So I like the fact that it's really, really easy to fit. So as you guys can see, we get some pocket pieces, right, and things like that we're able to open and close, so that way we're able to attach it onto the figure. And as I mentioned whenever we were talking about the cowl, so the positioning of the head, because it is magnet and not installed, we're able to move this cowl in different ways, and just look how natural it looks. I can tell that this guy is flying, right? So that is a great thing. Now the suit itself might be a little bit too loose and a little bit too big for the figure, but still in all, right, I'm glad that it comes included with this. Now the interesting part about it is how we can attach this thing onto the figure, right? Onto the display base, right? That's going to be a very interesting part, but it looks absolutely awesome. It looks great. I love how it looks on the figure. Okay, as we get to the Batcycle, so the Batcycle itself, I am in love with this thing. This thing has a lot of detailing onto it. The tires slash wheels, they look absolutely awesome. I like the fact that they're able to roll, and the material, I can tell it feels like a tire. It looks great. I love how dirty and kind of filthy they look, so it makes it seem like obviously an actual tire itself. And also I'm just excited because, again, this is my first vehicle slash motorcycle, right? And it's just absolutely massive. I just love all of the detailing that Hot Toys did onto it, like all of the tubes and kind of like mechanical type of things that go onto it. It just looks absolutely awesome. Again, it just looks great. So obviously the movement, yeah, you guys are able to do that, although I don't see any reason why to do it. To me, I just want to display this thing as great as I possibly can. Here at the bottom, as you guys can see, we get pretty much that part that we attach to one of those clear pieces to stand the motorcycle on its own. We'll obviously try that a little bit later on in the video. And then also we get this piece right here. This is where the USB cable / batteries is supposed to go installed to turn on the cycle. Obviously we're gonna try that a little bit later on right now. But just everything on the motorcycle, it is so legit. All of the accessories and all of the different details to go onto this thing. Again, I'm not a big mechanical person, so I really don't know a lot of details about this motorcycle, but what I can tell you is that it's very detailed. As you guys can see, it has these mirror pieces. Those mirror pieces came separate, and I'm glad that they did, because they could have gotten broken if it came together. And everything else, again, it just looks absolutely awesome, right? I believe this is where the figure is supposed to go attached as far as his hand pieces. We'll obviously try that a little bit later on in the video, right? But again, I'm just admiring the look of it. Everything just looks so freaking awesome. So many detailing. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I never really got to take a good look at the Batcycle throughout the movie, so I really can't say if it's movie accurate or not. I'm just admiring how great the cycle looks itself, right? So I apologize if I'm not being maybe objective about the look of it, but I just love the fact that this is such a great motorcycle. So now let me go ahead and attach the USB cable so that you guys can see how it turns on. So pretty much we get kind of like a warm white / yellow coloring at the light in the front. I love how it looks. So it has this type of old school type of night type of look to it. To me, it is very accurate to the movie. It looks really, really nice. I did go ahead and turn on my light so that way you guys can see it better. And then in the back also the brake light, I guess, if I can say it that way. So those are the two lights that turn on with this thing. It looks absolutely awesome. No issues with the Batcycle at all. I 100% don't regret buying this thing. It just looks so freaking awesome, right? So everything looks great about it. If you guys think otherwise, feel free to leave a comment down on the video. So this is the only thing that NR did not do for the Batman. So instead of doing a motorcycle, they did do a Bruce Wayne figure, but Hot Toys did a Batcycle, right? So it is totally up to you guys what you think. So these are the pieces that go install onto the Batcycle. So they both go install in the same positioning right there in the back of the cycle. So either we can install that one and stand it pretty much straight if you guys want to, and that would be pretty much to install the figure sitting on the Batcycle, or also we can go ahead and install this other one that's kind of tilted to the sides. So this one is so that you can post the Batcycle onto the side and maybe have the figure standing beside it. So you guys just get those different options, right? It is totally up to you to install the Batcycle whichever way you want to. I'm glad that we get these two different poses, so that way you guys can pretty much choose how you guys want to go ahead and post it. But still in all, this Batcycle just looks absolutely amazing. No issues with it whatsoever. Okay, so now here you guys have it. We get pretty much the figure with the cycle itself. So first and foremost, I do want to clarify, I know I didn't do the greatest job of posing it. I know it's kind of supposed to be a little bit lower, the figure, right? But still in all, I tried my best. To me, it just looks so freaking awesome. So one thing that I did is that I did go ahead and attach the second cape that the figure comes with, the one that has the wiring throughout the whole cape itself, so that it looks much more like of a natural pose with the wind hitting the figure as he's driving the cycle. Also the positioning of the head, because of the way it is installed via magnet, it just looks much more natural of a pose, right? I'm able to even flip the head a little bit more above or below, but it just looks so freaking awesome. Now you guys will get a better look at this whenever I post the figure at the end of the video in my round table. Right here I just kind of wanted to show how it looks. So as I mentioned before, right there with the head sculpt, I'm either able to put it lower or higher, and then the rotating eyes as well, again, it just looks so freaking awesome. No issues with it whatsoever. No question, my favorite look of the whole figure. And now we get to the Batsignal. So the Batsignal itself, now obviously the way I'm going to talk about this Batsignal is going to be a little bit different, because obviously I've seen the one that InArt released. I believe InArt is a little bit bigger than this one, but this one, just talking about it right now as I have it with me, it looks great. It looks rusty. I love the material of it. It's kind of like a copper type of feeling to it. I love all of the accessories that come with it. Really, the accessories don't do anything to it. You guys are just able to move it in different ways, all of the different pieces. I think it's just supposed to give more, I guess, legitness, right, if I can say that word, to the Batsignal. But pretty much it looks great. All of the detailing, it looks absolutely awesome. As I mentioned before, like these type of pieces right here, I mean, you guys can move it, but it really doesn't do anything to the Batsignal. Again, it's just supposed to include it so that way it looks more legit, right? But again, the copper look to it, it looks great. The rust to it, it looks absolutely awesome. No issues with it whatsoever. Again, it is a little bit smaller than the one InArt created, but I really don't care about the sizes. To me, I just want the Batsignal to look as legit as possible, and this one to me looks really good. Now the top part of the Batsignal, so we're able to pretty much rotate it that way. Now to me, I would say this is the normal pose to it. Now that's pretty much the highest that it's supposed to do, right? But this to me would be the natural posing of the Batsignal. Now the look inside it, so yes, we get the Bat logo and we get these window flips, right? Now these don't turn here, but I believe with the InArt one it does, so I guess that's a big plus for the InArt one that this one doesn't have. And then also the inside of it, this one is crystal clear. And then I believe for the InArt one, it's kind of like this foggy look to it. So that to me is a big plus again for the InArt one, right? Because again, it's supposed to be foggy, dirty, type of filthy type of look to this one. I mean, it's not supposed to shine bright, right? Even though we would want it that way, it's not going to be that way, right? Now, I did want to go ahead and attach these different pieces, so these ones come separate. Again, as I mentioned before, they don't do anything to it. Again, it's just supposed to be accessories that come with it so that it looks nice, I guess. Again, still in all, looks legit, but it doesn't really do anything to me. I wish we could flip it and make those window flips turn, right, for the signal, but it really doesn't do anything to them. Again, as I mentioned before, right, they're just accessories that go install onto them, right? So again, I have no issues with it whatsoever. I think it just makes it more legit. Still in all, to me, I'm just happy I have the Batsignal. To me, this is going to be such a great accessory to add to the collection, right? So I'm very happy about that. Let me go ahead and attach the USB cable. This one, unlike the Batsignal, doesn't have any type of batteries. I'm sorry, the Batcycle doesn't have any type of batteries. It's just the USB cable on itself. So let me go ahead and turn this thing on so that you guys can see how bright it is. Oh my, and it is really bright. So let me go ahead and turn off also my camera light so that you guys can see how bright it looks. So right here, if I flip it to my table, right, it looks really bright, and I can tell it's the Batsignal, so that is really good. Now what I do want to go ahead and do as well is flip my camera to the top so that you guys can see my my figures, and that way you guys can see how much it turns on and also how big the, I guess, the circle is, right? So as you guys can see, those are all my figures, and man, it pretty much just covers the whole screen. So that's how bright this thing is, right? So really nice look to it, right? I wish I had the Batsignal from InArt with me, so that way we can make a very fair comparison. But what I will say is that I believe that the InArt Batsignal is kind of like a warm type of yellow type of coloring, and this one is just pretty much white, right? So you guys pick and choose which one is better. I think the one from InArt is more movie accurate, but as an accessory, this one might be better because it just turns on more, it's more bright, and it just looks much more cooler, right? So I think it depends what you guys would have as a preference, right? But to me, I really don't have any issues with this one. It looks absolutely awesome, right? It turns on really nicely, and it's just a really nice accessory to have in my collection room, right? So for sure, I'm gonna be displaying it, right? So no issues with the Batsignal. It looks absolutely awesome. Again, you guys pick and choose which one you think is better. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know which one is better, either this one or the InArt one. Me personally, I think this one is better for an accessory, but I think the InArt one is much more screen accurate. But this is the third piece of the set, right? The figure, the Batcycle, the Batsignal, all three are absolutely awesome. Okay guys, so now time for some side-by-side comparisons. So I did want to go ahead and do comparisons to all three of my Batman figures. As you guys can see on my back display case, there are no Batmans right there because I'm going to be doing the side-by-side comparisons. We start with my Christian Bale blue-gray Batman that I got a couple of months ago. His unboxing is here on my YouTube channel if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Both Batmans are great. The similarities about these two is the way the head goes connected to the body. So it is via magnet, which means that it gives the figure much more ways of displaying the face sculpt / cowl, right? Both figures are absolutely awesome. Now, no question to me, Pattinson's Batman is much better. Number one, the gray blue look to Christian Bale's Batman was never the greatest idea by Hot Toys, right? Not the greatest execution. So just because of that alone, and also the cape, right? The cape, as great as it looks on Christian Bale's Batman, it has no wiring whatsoever, right? So it's always going to have that look, right? Meanwhile, with Pattinson's Batman, the cape itself is adjustable via wiring, either this one or the second one. So pretty much you guys have different options, right? And also all of the accessories, to me, the display bases and things like that just make Pattinson's Batman a little bit better, no question about it. Now we get him with the tactical suit Batman. Every time I bring the tactical suit Batman, it just makes me realize how big and huge he is, how thick his legs, arms, chest, everything is. Now, obviously, it is a tactical suit, so obviously the armory that Ben Affleck's Batman includes onto his suit itself is going to make him look a little bit more thicker. Both of these figures come with so many different accessories, right? And I am a big fan of both of those characters. To me, something that I wanted to say is that I think that all actors have done a fantastic job playing the Batman, but I'm gonna give a very controversial comment, and that is that to me, Pattinson has done the greatest job in my personal opinion, because to me he gives this kind of like dark detective look to Batman that I haven't seen from Bale or Affleck, right? Now that does matter as far as like the writers and the script, and also how the character acts, or the objectives that the character has, or the villains, right? But to me, I was a big fan of how Pattinson played the character. He did a fantastic job. Now the suit, that's a different case, right? Now to me, Hot Toys did a fantastic job of doing the suit for this Batman. But the question is that the best Batman suit that I've seen? And honestly, I don't think it is, right? To me, I am a big fan of Ben Affleck's suit. I love the accessories. To me, his best look is the Nightmare suit, in my personal opinion. But to me, all Batman suits are great. I feel like you guys can pretty much split hairs on which one is better. But this would be the second side-by-side comparison with the Tactical Suit 2.0 Batman. Third and final look is going to be with my Nightmare Batman from not Batman versus Superman, but I believe the Justice League movie, if I'm not mistaken. First and foremost, this is going to be a lesson to you guys. Make sure you guys pose the figure in a much more natural way. So as you guys can see, the left arm of Batman, I'm not able to adjust it anymore. Unfortunately, I bent it a little bit too far, and now I'm not able to adjust it, so I have to leave it that way. But I did want to go ahead and compare these two, because to me, both of these suits are absolutely awesome. And to me, what I really like about the Nightmare Batman is just the look to it. It gives this kind of like old school type of dirty look to it. But to me, comparing these three Batmans to my Pattinson Batman, I wanted to pretty much just say that the Pattinson Batman is my favorite Batman as of today. Now again, I only have 4 Batmans, so I guess it isn't the greatest assessment, but this is my favorite Batman, the Pattinson Batman. All of the accessories, the looks to it, all of the different poses and things like that, that's what makes me give him the edge over the other Batman. So these would be all of the side-by-side comparisons for now. Okay guys, we have reached the end of the video where pretty much I am going to post the figure in so many different ways that I am actually allowed to do so because of all of the accessories and all of the different display bases and things like that. We have an infinite amount of options as far as posing the figure. So to me, I had a lot of fun posing the guy and finding different ways to get him to stand. Yes, it was a little bit hard because of different things, because of how accurate I wanted the poses to come up to to be. But I definitely had a lot of fun. To me, as a collector, I just love having options, right, to pose a certain figure, and that's definitely something that I did definitely have with this guy. Every time I do an unboxing, right, for a figure, especially still being a new collector, I always ask myself if this is my favorite figure or the best figure that Hot Toys has ever released, right? No, he's not my favorite figure. To me, that still goes to Vader from the Kenobi series, which is the last unboxing that I did prior to this one. To me, just because number one, I'm a big Vader fan, but also his look with that half helmet, half Anakin face sculpt is just out of this world, right? So to me, that's still my favorite my favorite figure. But what I can say is that this is possibly the best project that Hot Toys has ever done for a specific figure. Again, the figure, the Batsignal, the Batcycle, all of the accessories, the different display bases, how legendary the character is, how great he looks. If you guys want to give it to them as far as the best project, I cannot argue one bit. I think this guy is just absolutely awesome in every single way with everything that he comes with, and I really can't find a negative thing to say about him. Now the question is, which one is better, this one or the in-art one? I think that you guys would be better at doing that than me. I obviously don't have the in-art version, and I don't plan on getting him, so I really can't give an honest assessment. But what I can say is that both figures are absolutely awesome, and I think both companies did a great job with their figures. I think they put a lot of detailing to them, and to me, I'm just a big fan of what they did. They are both absolutely awesome. I definitely do recommend picking this guy up. I'm not sure if there will ever be a second movie with Robert Pattinson, so to me, this guy is a must get, although I think he is not available at this time. So I am lucky to know that I actually have this guy, right? Even though it was a very delayed unboxing, still in all, I am very excited to finally get him, to finally have him, and for sure he is one of the best figures that I will ever have, for sure. Now, will he stand as the best project that Hot Toys has ever made? Probably not, right? I think that recently they've done a fantastic job with the accuracy of certain figures, so over time they keep improving, right? So I do think that there will be a better project eventually. So for now, guys, this is the end of the video. I want to thank you guys for the continued support. For this video individually, I would like you guys to give me an honest assessment on things that I can do better. Obviously, this was a very long unboxing video, so I want you guys to let me know if this is something that works, or if you guys think I can definitely make the video shorter, if there are certain things about the figure that I did not talk about that I should have talked about. Again, I'm still a new collector, so there are certain things that I definitely want to improve on, so please let me know in the comment section things that I can definitely work on. I will always take that honest criticism and try to do better every time. But again, thank you so much for the support, guys. Reminder that if it is the first time that you're watching me, feel free to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also hit the notifications bell so that we are always updated with any content that I drop. Remember that I am also on Instagram and TikTok. The links to that are on the description of the video. Feel free to add me there to watch more content and images about these figures. For now, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video of the Batman. Thank you once again, and I will see you next time.